Hi again, everybody. Chris here. I am recording this literally like right before it's about to go up. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon. Hope you all are doing well. Figured I would do another quick little, check in Kirblog. It's been a few weeks now. I've been obviously uploading the full playthrough that I did of the Tome RPG, which ended on a bit of a sour note. I may be coming back to that in due time because while we're already moving into November very soon, like October, I feel like it blinked and it's half over already. And I've got a bunch of things I've been preparing in preparation for the anniversary week of Tome, the 10th anniversary of the animated series. But not to be too Tome centered, just wanted to give kind of a general update of what's been going on with me. Uh, on as broad of a note as I can give, I've just kind of been trying to get back to work, I guess you could say. Trying to, as you can see, I don't have to wear my splints 24/7, but I do often, have them on throughout the day. Clipped around as necessary. That's the wrong one. This one. As I've been doing some things because I've been up to a few other things. On the last note of the tome related stuff, I did finish up the production on the OVA, which is called Tyranid Magical Expertise Genesis. Shout out to Germ, JT Beyond, for the name suggestion on that. um, I got most of the animation for that done some time ago, but hadn't got the voiceover recorded and needed to do all the lip sync and everything for that, which Animations, Faye Lyons, was also wonderful to help me out with, very timely, like throughout the last couple weeks. So big shout out to her as well. And so I finished that. That was a big thing off my plate. And again, Nathan and I, as always, we're continuing to do bug fixes. We'll probably be doing some more work later today. We have some other little things that we need to attend to tend to. I can't speak. Anyway, but yeah, so that's in terms of tome stuff. But otherwise, I've still been trying to pace myself out as best as I can. I'll start off with I guess, a bit of bad news in terms of for me. So I started looking for some more consistent work. Because things have been very sporadic, and like I'm sure I've said many times, I can't depend on Tome for income, and I can't also depend on this on YouTube for income. In fact, kind of this is a bit of a side note before I get to the actual thing, but the walkthrough that I put up was also a little bit of an experiment. It's the only time that I've ever done like daily content. I'd never really tried that before, as far as I can remember. I don't think. And I'd even thought about doing, because we also put out the original soundtrack for the game as well. I'd thought about putting up daily uploads of the tracks, or like a few tracks per day or whatever. But I realized that, unfortunately, sad to say, I ended up losing a few subscribers as a result of having daily content uploaded. I don't know if that's a sign of necessarily I should never do that, or just it's, just wasn't what people were expecting. I don't know. But the point is, if I'm lucky, I get 1,000 views on a video at best, and then once in a while I'll have a little something that might, do a little bit better than that or whatever. But, yeah, sad to say. So all of that aside, I started looking for some work that would be a little bit more consistent. And so what happened was I applied to be an ADR scriptwriter for an anime company. Which, and for those of you who don't know how that works, basically, an ADR scriptwriter is after you get the translation of a show, of a Japanese episode of a show, then a writer will come in and they have to adapt the translation to fit the actual animation, like in terms of timing and everything, because it's not going to be like a one-to-one sync necessarily. And of course, also reversion it to feel more like it actually works in English and it doesn't just sound like a subtitle track. That kind of thing. So I applied for a job, and I actually got the job. And I thought, because by that point, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm healed up enough. I should be all right. So if I have my posture corrector on and I work with my splints on, because I recorded the whole Tome RPG walkthrough with my hands on a keyboard. Didn't use a controller, and I was fine. And I was like, okay, I think I could do this. So I got the job, and I was given the first episode of a new show, and I was very excited, and I started jumping into it right away. And I worked for about 3 to 5 hours, and by the end of that day, my body was in absolute agony, and I felt awful. And the next morning, I had to call the producer and say, "I'm so sorry. I really want to do this. I need this job, and I'm passionate about this stuff, but I can't physically do this. I need to keep healing." And they were very understanding, very cool about it. And it was all right. But it was very frustrating because it would have been, I've only ever done I've done lots of writing stuff before, but the only time I had ever done, there we go, ADR localization writing like that in the past for an anime was for World War Blue, which was a little 3 episode show that Media Blasters did. Brittany Lauda directed that show, and I also worked on it as well. I was in it as one of the characters, and I had a lot of fun, it's something that I enjoy a lot. And I'm like, this would have been cool, and I couldn't do it because unfortunately, to do that kind of work, you really need to like have your body fully functional. Because you're like, scrubbing through QuickTime files of the episodes, and you're like constantly, rewriting and refining and all this kind of stuff. And under other circumstances, I could do that. But right now, unfortunately, I determined that I just was not. This is about a week and a half ago. This happened. I just wasn't up to the task yet. Not physically. Emotionally, I was willing, but physically, my body was like, nope, you're not well enough yet. So that was unfortunate, and that was really frustrating. That's the sad news out of the way. Better news. I actually have been doing some voiceover recording. I've got a couple projects that'll be coming out next year, which I'm very excited about. Some of which I've recorded for already, a couple of which I will be recording for soon. So that's been a lot of fun to get back into doing that again. Especially because I don't have, if you could see it, I'm not going to move the camera, but I literally have like a crappy little USB microphone. I don't have like a home booth, unfortunately. So I haven't been able to do work from home like a lot of my colleagues have been able to adapt to doing ever since the pandemic happened. So all the jobs that I've gotten the last couple of years since the quarantine happened and everything, I've had to go into a studio, or I've gone to like a friend's recording booth. I've got a couple other colleagues who've been kind enough to let me use their space and things if I'm doing auditions or a job or something like that. So yeah, but that's been happening, which is cool. And I've been trying to just seek anything else I can do. I do actually have another cool thing. I'm going to be a lot of you maybe may or may not know this. I also cast and direct for voiceover as well. I've done a few video games. Hat in Time is a big one. A lot of licensed games for Survios, big VR company. I did a Walking Dead game and a couple of Rocky games as well, like Creed games, which was awesome. Getting to work on those. We were like celebrities and things. And Combat Core, Black Hole, a few other ones like that, and obviously a lot of animation stuff. Obviously not just my own projects, but I've directed a lot of student films, like animated student films for people, and that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I booked a new project that I'm casting and directing, and also doing some script editing on as well. Thankfully, this kind of writing stuff doesn't wear on my arms too hard, because it's not nearly as intensive as doing ADR script adapting. Yeah, it's a game by a company that I've worked with before, actually, and it'll probably be announced by probably sometime next year as well, maybe even later this year, for all I know. And yeah, we just finished some initial casting for a bunch of the major characters and recorded a bunch of some early stuff for like the next sort of demo that they're building. And then I think by next year we're going to start recording all the major stuff and everything as well. So yeah, so that's been nice, and I'm very thankful for that. And obviously we'll have more information in the future about that stuff. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, I'm trying to do what I can. It's rough right now. Again, I've been working out twice a day. I've been, I have been holding to this overhauled diet that I'm on. I'm doing the protein shakes twice a day. I'm trying to bulk up. I haven't been gaining much more weight in the last couple weeks because I went up I think 15 pounds in the first few weeks that I was doing this, but lately I've barely been gaining. So and that's been very frustrating. I'm doing everything that I can, and I've been adding more exercises to my workout routine every day, doing more and more. I go for like 30, 40 minutes in the morning and then at night, and keeping consistent to it. But I don't know. It's not been doing enough yet, unfortunately, and that's frustrating because I can't do a whole lot. At the very least, what I've been thankful for is that I have been able to do drawing. Not for super long bursts necessarily, but you guys have probably seen I've done a few drawing streams, as of late. At some point, maybe over this next week, I would like to do. I have to both do an illustration for the Tome Genesis OVA to have something for the video thumbnail, and I also want to do an illustration for some Tome Halloween costumes, and I have an idea for what I'd like to do for that. So that's going to be something pretty fun. I came up with that like a few days ago, I think, and came up with like a little initial sketch for it. So yeah, so doing I'm doing what I can. It's been a little annoying to like not be able to do as much as I would like to do, just because of a lot of circumstances and also just my physicality right now. So I don't know. I'm trying not to fret too much about it because I'm okay in terms of like I'm surviving. I'm fine. As fine as I can be. And I have support, of course, and so I just got to figure it out. I gotta take my time. I gotta pace myself out. I gotta get better, and I gotta determine what I'm gonna be able to do, because I don't know. Like next year is, very scarily wide open for me. I don't know what's gonna be next in terms of, excuse me, what I can jump into right away. Certainly I have ideas for things that I would like to be able to do. But I don't know. For right now, I'm just kind of focused on what I can do for the rest of this year. So on that note, yeah, I've got a few more little Tome things to take care of here and there. And thank you again, everybody who's been playing the game and supporting it and leaving the reviews and stuff. Nathan and I, again, we're working as hard as we can to make fixes and update patches and stuff like that. I hope you all enjoyed the OST as well, the original soundtrack. I'm still blown away by how much incredible music is in the game, thanks to all of our sound team, Wes and everybody else. They're all incredible. And after that, something I would like to do, and I'm going to say it here, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself. I'm picking up Pokemon, the Diamond and Pearl remakes for the Switch, and because they're menu-based, I think I might be able to handle playing those on stream. Or just playing them in general, and then I would like to play them on stream. I've always wanted to stream a Pokemon game for the Pokecember themed month that I used to do a lot, so if that's possible, I'd like to do that in late November and throughout December if I can. I think Germ actually and Toxic Soul and a couple other folks all want to play the game as well. We want to do some like rival battles and things. Maybe I don't know if we'll be able to stream that or not. We'll see, but. Yeah, so that I think is going to do it for now. So thanks for tuning in and listening. And one other thing, yeah, I think I mentioned this briefly, but I do also need to at some point record the rest of the Tome walkthrough. I would like to do that leading up to the anniversary date on November 11th. Which look forward to Terrain of Magical Expertise Genesis. It's a 30-minute long OVA, a fully animated OVA that takes place right before the events of the game. And it's fully voiced as well, and it's awesome, and I'm very proud of it. It turned out super cool. And a big thank you again, everybody all the voice cast, and Andy for the assistant animation as well, and Jerome for the name suggestion. And yeah, so look forward to the rest of what I got going on this year. And, wish me luck that I'll be in better recovery and better spirits soon. And I hope you all are taking care of yourselves in crazy virus land. I don't know what's going on with this Delta variant crap. I hope it won't be a huge deal. We'll see. But yeah, so. All right, everybody. Catch you all later. Bye.